Hey guys, it's Diana with Stampingmoon, and today I wanted to share with you a very fun and very simple gift box, treat box, whatever you want to call it. It is using simple stamping, and you may be wondering just what is simple stamping. So I thought I'd use this as an example. So simple stamping is simply using ink, paper, and stamps. Sorry about that. So today I want to show you this quick, easy box. All it literally uses is stamping, ink, and paper. A little bit of folding, a little bit of glue, and of course I had to add some candy. So right here you see what I have done to create this is really simple. So the first thing I want to show you is the stamping part. So I've got a piece of paper here, and it is just a scrap of 1/2 inch paper. It doesn't matter the length because we're going to trim it. And then I am using this fun Hey Love stamp set. It's super fun, stinking sweet, super cute. The ink I'm using today is a super basic that you just gotta have. It is Memento ink. It's Tuxedo Black, and black is a super fundamental ink that you will want to have. The image I'm using says Hey Valentine, and I am just gonna quickly stamp that here. And of course, it's not perfect, but that's okay. You get the idea. And then what I'm going to do is simply trim with my paper snips the edges to make these cute little ribbon-like. The thing about stamping is you have magic two-sided paper. So if you really weren't happy with how that stamped, you can simply flip it over and try again. I always get a little nervous stamping in public, so there you go. How fun was that, and how simple. So the next bit of my project, if you remember, I have this box, and I have this cute little heart here. To get that heart, I'm actually utilizing the paper itself, which is awesome. This is the Designer Series paper. And what I have done is simply fussy cut one of these hearts. And I'm not gonna bore you with cutting it out. You guys know how to cut out something. So you just simply cut this out. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can see mine's not perfect. You're just going to cut it. I'll tell you a tip. When you're cutting, if you'll move the paper instead of your scissors, you'll get a lot smoother edge. So just a little tip for you when you're gonna fussy cut something. So with that, let's get to the box part. I've got a little diagram here for you, and what you start with is simply a 7" by 8" square piece of paper. You could use regular cardstock paper, or you can use a Designer Series paper that has the two sides, which is awesome about Stampin' Up's paper, and all the paper coordinates with the inks and the ribbons and all the accessories, so I love that, but we're keeping it simple. So what I'm going to do is I've got my little diagram here, and I am just going to do some simple scoring. I always like to make a template before I do a project. That way I can kind of double check. Oh wait, no, I don't want to score that direction. I want to score this direction. And you always want to make sure you're using your scoring blade and not your cutting blade. Like I've said before, if you cut it, you're going to have a new project started. So this is super simple. We're going to go over to the 2" point and simply score. And then I'm going to slide it over to the 4" mark, and I'm going to score again. And this is going to give us a 2" here, a 4" here, and then another 2" on this side. Then I'm going to turn it. And then now I like to turn my template again so that I don't mess anything up. And now I'm going to score at 2.5 inches. Again, making sure we're scoring. Then I'm going to move it over 2 inches. It's kind of hard to see that score line sometimes, and if you have trouble with that, just go ahead and use a little pencil and you can always erase it. Then that's going to leave us with another 2.5 inch here. So we've got 2.5 inch, 2 inches, and then 2.5 inches again. I'm going to get this out of the way for us. Now comes the fun part. Something again to have a template is really helpful when you start cutting out parts of your piece of paper. If you cut out the wrong areas, it could cause your box to have a little problem, and we don't want that. So I always like to score everything, fold it, and that's when I'll start cutting. It's really important that you do not cut these 2 flaps here and here, just like in my template. And again, I'm not going to bore you, but I thought I would show you. I like to cut this straight and then go in and hit that point with an angle. These do not have to be perfect. It is just important to hit that point right on that score fold like that. So I've got one over here on the side. The magic of television or YouTube, or you know what I mean. See how it's all cut out, and I like to go ahead and cut these inner ones a little less thickness, but you don't have to. It's just how I like to do it. And then what I've done is I've used our awesome tear tape, and I've put it on the outer edges of the 2 longest flaps on the inside, and then on the outside it's on the inner edges towards the fold lines here on these little flaps. And then it goes together really quickly. You can use your fingernails or you can use your scissors just to get that off there. It goes together really easily. I like to take all of the tear tape off on one side. And what I do is I fold the longest one in, and I line up that one first, just trying to line up that edge really nice, and then pop that one in there. Can you see it coming together really easily? This is so simple, but it's a real wow once you put candy in it. Everybody loves getting a cute little box with candy. And again, just fold that bigger tab in, line up the small one first. Doesn't have to be perfect, just pretty close. There you go. How cute is that? And what I wanted to show you also is you can even step this up another level with just a little more stamping creatively, still using only paper and stamps and ink. And so what I've done is I've got another example over here. This one here, all I've done compared to the first one I showed you is I have added the heart, but I have this cute little chipmunk guy, and I think he's a chipmunk. Maybe. Anyway, so I've got my Hey Valentine that I already stamped. A little bit of stuff on there. And then I'm going to use my favorite, my Stampin' Dimensionals, to pop up this little heart. Can't use too many of these, in my mind anyway. That's why I should have stock. And then I have simply cut 2 pieces of paper. These are the dimensions, if that's helpful for you. It's just a little bit smaller than the actual box itself. And because this paper is 2-sided, I could use either side. I'm just going to go ahead and stick with this. Got my snail adhesive. Again, can't have too much snail. You can see my little backs of all those little mini Stampin' Dimensionals that I've used. Doesn't hurt a thing. Doesn't have to be perfect. More snail the better. Just center that on there. Ta-da! We've got our cute little heart. In this heart, I actually use the framelits. This paper coordinates with framelits that are also available in the Current Occasions catalog. This happens to be the Be Mine Stitch framelits, but you don't have to have framelits to do this project. I just thought it would be another thing to show you. There's that. And I have my little chipmunk guy. I think it's a chipmunk. I did go ahead and add another little extra bit. I used my markers to color him in. Got a little bit of blends coloring in the heart. Here's my Hey Valentine. There's the back side of my magic paper. Da-da-da! A little chipmunk. Now I'll tell you something about this little chipmunk that is a great tip for simple stamping. What you can do is use scraps of your designer series paper and actually stamp directly on it so that you get another pattern or bit of color with no coloring. So right here, I'll show you. How cute is he? And see the little hearts on him. And if you even want to take it up another little bitty notch, these are epoxy heart droplets. I don't know if you can see that online very well, but what you can do is just put him right on top of there. It just adds a little bit of extra vavoom. Here we go. So I colored that one first and then I put him on there. How fun is that? Super simple. It is simple stamping. All it is ink, paper, and stamps. How fun is that? Well, I do like to show you stepping things up a bit. So I have a couple of sneak peeks. You can find more of my creations on my social media platforms. I'm on everything. This is a train, Valentine's Day train. How awesome is that? So we got the same candy. This is the same exact box, same construction, same measurements. All I did was add some more framelits and just kind of went to town with the layering it up. And I have made 3 of them. So I have a train of love. Isn't that fun? So we put our candy in here. How fun. Give that to someone, they will die. Anyway, I also wanted to show you a sneak peek of another project I have coming. How about if we did a happy birthday train for a little boy or girl? So anyway, I love sharing creations with you. You can do all of this. Stamping is so fun, and it can be as simple or as dramatic as you like it to be. So thank you so much for spending some time with me here. This is Diana Ball with Stamping Moon. I hope you have some time to create today, and I thank you so much for taking a few moments out of your day to spend it with me. Have a lovely day, and thank you.